Charlotte's massive system of surveillance cameras has helped solve everything from hit-and-run cases to homicides. But a Defender's investigation found, amid one of the deadliest years in history, 80 of those critical crime-solving tools did not work.
Tonight, following Nathan Morabito's questions, the city is pledging to do better, coming up with a plan to make sure every one of its more than 450 cameras are functioning before the Republican National Convention. Cameras that cost taxpayers up to $10,000 each.
You can find these cameras at intersections all over Charlotte. The city originally installed them to monitor traffic, but they're now the eyes of CMPD, feeding into the real-time crime center. Problem is, more than 80 of these cameras don't work. Some haven't worked for months. Police and prosecutors credit these City of Charlotte cameras
in an instant she was dead
with helping identify homicide suspects.
The murderer shot him in the back 6 times.
And secure convictions.
It's like a piece of you been taken.
Bringing justice to their victims.
Justice has been served.
None of us will ever get over it.
Just imagine how many more crimes they could solve if all of these cameras actually worked all of the time. These are all the work orders for the city's cameras. Instead, city records show roughly 1 out of every 5 cameras don't work.
Out of 450 cameras, this many of them are bad. That's a total breakdown in our bureaucracy.
Action NC political director Robert Dawkins calls it unacceptable.
I haven't seen a bureaucrat yet here in Charlotte that I'd give an A for their job. That's enough.
What good is a camera if it doesn't work?
Oh, absolutely.
Charles Abel is the manager of the city's Transportation Engineering Operations Division.
Our goal is to get them up as soon as possible.
He says in a perfect world, no camera would ever break, and those that do, the city would fix immediately. Some of these cameras haven't worked for months at a time. Shouldn't taxpayers expect better than that?
Absolutely. I mean, we would love to have them up, like I say, 100% of the time. But due to the constraints that we're working under with funding and staffing levels, we're doing the best job we can.
What started as 5 cameras 20 years ago, strictly meant to keep tabs on traffic, has evolved today to more than 450 cameras that feed into police headquarters. And the city adds more than 25 new cameras every year.
We've maxed out pretty much in what we can do.
Abel says resources have not grown with the program, which means when a camera goes down, there isn't enough money or staff to quickly make the repairs. Some simple, some complex.
We are seeing an uptick as far as the number of cameras that failed.
Couple that with the age of the technology, which now requires replacement instead of repairs, and he says it's a constant, frustrating struggle.
The funding level needs to evolve to the use of the cameras.
The city knows it needs to do a better job.
Yes.
Nonetheless, he says the city is committed to improving. The 2012 Democratic National Convention here really changed the role of these cameras. And with the Republican National Convention coming later this year, CDOT and CMPD are working together to hire contractors for the first time ever.
That is a big step for us.
Who will monitor the cameras for problems and fix them faster, with the goal they'll all be up and running again by the RNC.
We should be much better equipped to keep these cameras up and running.
A commitment that will improve all of our safety. So why did these cameras stop working anyway? Anything from basic failures to a car crash that damages the pole to a private developer that temporarily needs to move it. Those problems are still going to occur moving forward, but the city assures us from now on it'll notice the problem sooner and fix the problem much quicker. Nathan Morabito, WCNC Charlotte.
And if you have a story you want the Defenders to look into, email them at defenders@wcnc.com. You can also call or text. The number is 980-2WCNC36.